You know exactly what's coming.
Yeah.
Now you're in Ann Arbor. Just your thoughts on how that all played out.
It's very interesting. It's something not too many people do. I'm just glad, I'm here in Ann Arbor. I feel like Dusty May and his staff will succeed and put me in great positions to be successful. So, I'm great here. I'm glad everything is in the past for now. Until that game comes and we had to go to Columbus. It's a very expected game, and I can't wait, honestly.
Can you explain to, I guess, the fan base, right? I mean, who they only know it as fans, right?
Yeah.
Who could never imagine going to the other side. But you're, living life like maybe the program had things that obviously that you were looking for.
Absolutely. Dusty's track record is no mystery. I feel like he had a great run with FAU, and I feel like he took that program to places they never knew they could be. And I feel like with his offensive schemes, his offensive mind, along with Coach Boykin's defensive principles, I feel like when them two come together, it'd be great for me personally, just kind of because I'm a two-way player. So I feel like that was a great way for me to be able to put myself in position to be successful moving forward.
What have you seen from these guys playing together? What's the ceiling of this team?
I seen it's kind of weird. You got people coming from all over the country, all different leagues and teams, even coaching staff coming together. So it's been an adjustment for everybody to kind of get to know each other. But I feel like everything that Dusty said in his recruitment, he's being honest to it. We're playing much faster than what I'm used to, which is adjustment. Is what I liked. It was kind of my reason for coming here in the first place. Playing faster, very defensive-minded team, I believe. And just coming together, playing with guys like Danny, Trey, Vlad, Ruben, guys with kind of the experience, even guys that kind of been in that March, playing in March for something big, is great.
Yeah, I think that's why. Is that maybe sort of an overlooked aspect? I mean, even though you don't have experience together, this is a rather experienced team.
Absolutely, kind of in this experienced team, like Trey with Auburn won, their conference. Vlad has great success in his conference. Danny has, so those guys know how to win and know what it takes to win. So that's great for me, being able to kind of learn that from them, being at Ohio State. We were close to making the tournament last year, but we really didn't meet that mark that we thought we did in the preseason. So just coming in this season with principles and stuff that I know what to improve on, and learning from these guys that have already been there.
What are those areas in yourself that you're hoping to take the next step in?
Just being a leader, being more vocal. I feel like these past 2 years, I've kind of just sat on the sidelines and watched things play along. But now, being a junior and being like a second year in the Big Ten kind of player, I have the ability to be able to speak up and let my teammates know what I'm seeing.
You talk about being a leader. You're the most experienced player when it comes to Big Ten play. Where are you teaching these guys who haven't had as much or any experience in the Big Ten?
Obviously, the physicality. I know some people might not like the way our practices are reffed right now, but that's just realistic. It's very tight whistle in this conference. They'll let you get away with a few bumps and bruises. So just kind of being able to play aggressive and fast. I know a lot of these teams play really big, so guys like Danny and Vlad aren't used to banging all game. So it's like it's an adjustment for them. I know that, but I feel like it's my responsibility to be able to show them.
Typically, I think there was a study last year that the teams that took in a lot of players from the transfer portal didn't find a lot of success, at least early in the year. I guess, in what ways can you become a team, given how much of this team is doing?
I think on the court success starts off the court. I feel like this summer we've been doing a great job of just kind of get connected and get to know each other. I feel like we have a very tight group of good guys, not even on the court, but good people. And I feel like that's a very, very important key when trying to build a team. I feel like Dusty May, I feel like he recruited good guys, not on the court, but also off the court. It's easy to get along with people and be able to trust them, knowing that their character.
Any off the court memories stand out?
Just getting dinner. I feel like that's kind of something cliche, but it goes a long way. My birthday was on the 23rd. I didn't really do anything on my birthday. I don't really like celebrate my birthday like that, but a bunch of the guys was like, "Hey, let's go out for your birthday." And I meant something a lot much deeper than they probably will ever know, but just having that kind of connection, I think, goes a long way when it comes to on-the-court success. We went to Chop House.
That's the common name.
Yeah.
That's not where I go for my dinner. I don't know. Yes, yeah. Also, yeah, happy belated.
In terms of what you're seeing out of the backcourt, like what are some of those guys running? I know Dusty likes to have a lot of people with the ball in their hands, so what kind of stands out there?
One thing that I love is like Dusty's offensive schemes is pretty much positionless. There's times I've been running the point, running the wing. There's times I even, had the ball in the low block post. So it's like just having that versatility with every single player on the team is like unpredictable. It's not a set person who has to run the play or has to do a certain action every time. So I think that allows everybody to play much more free and much more together, in my opinion.
I know he mentioned the possibility of having 2 7-footers on the court at the same time. I guess, have you seen that at all? And how does that...
It's terrible to play against, I can tell you that. And it's a beauty to play with.
What makes it tough to play against? What makes it a beauty when you're on that side of the ball? I
mean, against, you got Danny coming off a screen from flat. It's like, what's the kind of coverage you go into? You can't really switch that. Not too many teams have 2 7-footers and one as versatile as Danny. I feel like I've never really seen a guy like that can move like a guard. And then Vlad's touch around the rim and his just IQ of basketball is something, I've never really seen yet. So just having them two, very unselfish and, with the ability to score is pretty amazing. Even just kind of the spacing on the floor. Danny is a capable shooter. I think that's very important. Just like when people hear 2 7-footers on the court, you think that's going to shrink the defense a lot more. But with Danny's ability to shoot the 3-ball and then Vlad's ability to read the kind of penetration and stuff, and even play make when he has the ball in the high post, it's amazing. It's great.
So this isn't like this is better than Ohio State or whatever, but what is different about the coaching that you've been getting here so far compared to where you were?
Different, I would say that everything here is just much more. I can't say much more, but everything is different by the way. Everything is. I'm trying to not get in trouble here.
That's great.
I'm trying not to get in trouble here. But I'm saying I like both coaching staffs. I feel like Coach Debo would do a great job with his players he got over there. And I like the way Coach Dusty and his staff work with player development a lot. Each and every coach has hands-on with whether it's watching film or doing individual workouts, which I feel is important, in development.
How about Matt Aldridge in that process?
He's crazy.
Yeah,
I love him. I feel like his program is very specific to what each individual player needs. His whole philosophy is he used this reference of him being in the passenger seat and you being in the driver's seat, basically telling him what you want to be good at and then how the goals of each two kind of correlates. So I think that's amazing because I've seen progression in my body and my stamina, my condition, all types of stuff in these 8 weeks. So it's been amazing to be able to kind of pick his brain. He was at Fernham, so he didn't, he didn't have a big $1 million facility. So just having taking some aspects from Coach Q at Ohio State and Coach Aldridge at here, being able to kind of joint them two together. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, he's talking about.
Does anybody else need Danny?
S and C. I'm gonna go over there in 1 sec. Okay. Talking about he says a lot of people do big S, little C with strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
He's not about that. How you like that Versa climber?
He's been killing us on the Versa climber, but I believe it's just half of the battle is mental toughness. He's not doing it to hurt you. He wants to put us in best shape to be able to win games in February and March. And that's just something that each player on our team has been able to hold ourselves accountable for. We've been able to push our minds and physically together at that. Being able to push the person next to you, I think we've been really good at that this summer.
And then you got the yoga and Is that new?
That's huge for recovery. That's something I got into last year. I'm kind of getting old now, so got to be able to take care of my body. Got to be able to take care of my body here and there, especially when we got off days. Just learning active recovery, not being able to, when we have these off days, not just sitting in my house or just chilling, being able to find ways to get that active recovery, whether it's light cardio or just stretch or yoga or something like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roddy.
No problem.
We talked to Dusty, I think it was either earlier in the summer or in the spring. He talked about something that appealed to him about your skill set was your ability to the free throw line. So I'm curious, like, during that recruiting process, like, what was Dusty's vision for how you fit into this thing?
Kind of his vision was surrounding, the team with a bunch of shooters, which allowed a lot more gaps to be open and me to be able to get downhill and make decisions from there. I feel like these past 2 years, like, I haven't been the best playmaker, but I know that I'm capable, and I know that Dusty thinks I'm capable. So in practices, it's been a bunch of situations of me being able to play in space and then attack downhill and be able to find shooters, and then even being able to play off other people's penetration. So it's a great system he had at FAU. Like, we looked at his highlights and his system, and I just feel like I fit perfectly with what he had.
And then from a chemistry perspective, again, I know it's so much of summer practice is building that, but where do you feel like you guys are at right now with all that?
I say we at like a 7 out of 10. We got a long ways to go, especially when we want to get in that final form, which in February and March. But I feel like we've made tremendous strides in that. Like I said, I know how difficult it is to be able to come around a whole new team and a whole new coaching staff. So I feel like we've done a great job in trying to adapt to each and every person.
And then the assistant coaching staff, how have you gravitated to those guys, the feedback you've gotten, how has that process been?
Absolutely. It's been great. Played against Coach Keem this past year. He was with Georgia, so just kind of joking off with him about, my scout. So it's kind of funny how he was like, just from the perspective of an opposing coach trying to go against you and looking at things you can improve on, and that people scout and tell their guys what to watch out for. So just kind of be able to improve your game with Coach, especially Coach. Not too many people give Coach Churches his due diligence. He's brilliant offensively, and just kind of his player development along with Coach Joyner. He's been helping me a lot this summer. And a lot of individual workouts with them too has been great for me.
How do you think playing in the Big Ten, having so much experience at Ohio State, will help you transition to Michigan?
It'll help. I understand, what comes along with this league. I understand. I know the refs. I know some players in the league. I know their games, and that's something like I take pride in. Whether it's like a defensive stop, how they play defense, how teams, whether it's Michigan State, how heavy they are in gaps, or how physical Wisconsin's going to play. So in like some concepts like that, I think will help because like not even Coach Dusty knows how this league is. He probably played like 3-4 Big Ten teams, but like it's different. It's every night. Every night you gotta. It's a different scheme. It's a different matchup. We gotta worry about it. And I think that, with my experience, I think goes a long way.
Throughout the offseason, what have you focused on improving the most?
My voice. I feel like sometimes I can be kind of mute, and kind of being that junior on the team, like you said, with more experience, just kind of talking to my teammates, especially the freshmen, about what it looks like. Even like older guys like Danny and Trey, they haven't really been in the league or had practices like this, so just kind of giving them the experience that what I've been through and comparing it to what they know.
And what are your expectations for the backcourt this season?
I think it's going to be an amazing backcourt, especially with how deep we are. Wherever they play Namari and Ruben, I know that that'll be great. Especially for like guys like me and Trey, where we can get off the ball a little bit and then play. Like we have a lot of ball handlers, guys who can create their own shot and play make for other people. So I think that's just great. Like not being able to be so ball dominant and be able to play off and on the ball, and just kind of a mix of that. I think is something I really want.
Good. To see the new locker rooms yet? I know they're not done. Have you seen a preview of it?
We've seen like previews and lockers, but I mean, I don't want to see none of it. I just want to walk in and be like a little kid. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I want to take everything in all at once and just, be in the moment.
Yeah. We've got 3 guys on the team, Jace, Namari, Will. They were here last year, but all this is new for them too. So, how have you seen them fit in? What's their voice been in all of this? Just those 3 guys in general.
Those 3 guys have been great, especially from a vocal standpoint. I know Will and Jace, that's kind of their characters, more outspoken. Will, I feel like he's like our anchor. Will works extremely hard every single day. Just kind of I look up to that kid and like his work ethic standpoint. The kid works hard every day. Same with Namari. I see Namari in the gym every time I walk in here. And then even like with Will, you know, every time we do sprints, running or something, some sort of conditioning, he's always first. He's never even dropped that bar low enough to be, you know, anything less. So even with Jace, I know he's going through some injuries right now, but he still have had that voice of what he's been through. I know he's been on some successful teams as well, being able to, you know, compare this practice that we have now. But it's been good. It's been good feedback so far.
I grew up a Michigan fan. Appreciate it.
No problem.